Just make sure that you're confident in the decision that you're going to make. While you're doing that, you can probably also check to make sure they've worked with people with similar goals as yourself. Maybe the trainer has been through a very similar situation as you. Me personally, I lost almost 100 pounds. I share that just so everyone knows that I know what it's like to not want to take your shirt off. I understand. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to not move very good because I had 100 extra pounds on my body that was unnecessary. I know what that feels. I know what emotionally what it feels like, right? So if you're going through it, maybe I'm your guy. But if your goal is to step on stage and be a bodybuilder, I'm not your guy, right? So welcome to Only the Greatest Podcast. If you're feeling stuck and unsure what to do next in your fitness journey, we might be what you're looking for. My name is Philip. I own and operate OTG Fitness, which is a private personal training gym on the south side of Houston in Webster. I do this podcast every week with my best friend, Daryl. We've been friends since third grade and working out together ever since. Also joining us today will be Sean. He's the one that makes this podcast not only sound great, but look good as well. Our goal here is to help Houston make its way up the ladder of health and fitness. So if you're in the Houston area and ready to become the greatest version of yourself, be sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. I know that I do this before every episode where we're talking about personal training and making decisions. But if you're listening to this for the first time, this is Only the Greatest Podcast, right? I have to admit that, or make a disclaimer, that I am a personal trainer. I think that what we do at Only the Greatest OTG Fitness is the best, so I'm going to try to not be biased towards that when we're talking about our topic today, which is how to choose a personal trainer. I'm going to be as unbiased as possible. I'm going to try to give you the facts, give you legitimate, real things to think about. I'm even going to try to look at this as you coming to OTG Fitness is not even possible. Maybe you're listening to it where OTG Fitness is not even near you, right? You wouldn't be able to come to our gym. Our goal is to spread around Houston, so maybe some point we will be. But at the moment, as I'm recording this, maybe we're not, and that's how I'm going to be thinking about this. So I want you to make an informed decision. I want you to choose a personal trainer that's going to help you get to your goals. I'm assuming that you've already made a decision that you want to do personal training, and you're just trying to figure out, who am I going to hire? Who's going to help me, right? So hopefully this episode helps. My name is Philip. I do own OTG Fitness. We are a private personal training gym that specializes in personal training. I've worked with almost 1,000 clients actually now at this point. As we're recording this episode, the numbers are getting up there, right? And it's pretty exciting, and it's been really fun. I've worked with a variety of clients over time, and I feel like I have a pretty good knack or idea for helping clients get paired up with the right trainers, because even though I am a trainer, most of my time now is spent running our facility, right? So I'm helping clients get paired up with trainers that are going to do the best for them, and creating a program that is going to help clients get to their most success. And that is always the goal as a personal trainer. And all good trainers will tell you that. I care less that you work out with us, and I care more that you reach your goals, right? So I hope this episode helps you do that. So speaking of goals, it's the first thing that we're going to talk about. When you are considering hiring a trainer, or maybe you've already made the decision, hey, I'm ready for a trainer, the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you have an understanding for what your goals are. You need to be very clear and concise of what the goals are, and also why you chose those goals. Because here's the thing, something that I've learned is that most people don't like to work out. And also, most people don't hire a trainer to get better at working out. You're hiring a trainer to help get you to your goal, which probably has nothing to do with exercise specifically. It does, but indirectly is associated with exercise. For example, if you're thinking about personal training, maybe you are, but I doubt it. I doubt that your goal is to bench press 200 pounds or to squat X amount of weight. But you would like to be able to do a squat so you can squat down and play with your kids or get down and pick something up off the ground and it doesn't hurt. Yes, that is indirectly associated to being strong and working out regularly, but it's not directly associated with that. So it's important to understand what your goals are and also why you chose those goals. Again, people don't want to work out to get better at exercising. It is usually something different. Same with weight loss. I doubt you want to lose weight just so you can stand on a scale and see a smaller number. My friend Mike told me one time that your weight is nothing more than your association to gravity. And it's very interesting to think about that. It is a very random number, right? But you want to weigh less so you can move better, right? It is indirectly tied to weight loss. And I think that when you're looking for a trainer, it's important to understand that because you want to make sure your trainer understands that. A lot of times, those of us that do love fitness and love to work out, we have a hard time separating those in our minds. And I'll admit, when I was younger, when I first started working out, I had that same issue. I was working out to get better at working out. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just most people that want a personal training service, that's not their goal, right? It's a different type of person. If that was their goal, they'd probably already be doing that. And if that was your goal, you'd probably already be working towards that, right? So having a trainer that has experience with those goals is so important, right? Because they will help you select the right exercises that are associated with those goals. Make sure that you're on the right track. Make sure that if you need help with the nutrition side of things, which most people do, they're able to help you do those things. So having a clear understanding of your goals, why you have them, and making sure that the trainer that you choose has experience with those types of goals because they will help you get better results. So now that you understand that and you know that the trainer that you're talking to or potentially going to talk to also has experience with similar goals, the next thing you want to do is do your research. Do some research. The internet's a great thing. It can allow you to check the credibility and reputation of the trainer that you're going to hire. Their social media. Maybe you have some friends that worked out. You can ask them what trainer they used, right? You want to be confident in your decision as well. If you know that someone has a good reputation, that means more often than not, they are providing a good service. At OTG, we say that everything we do revolves around two things, and that's you as a client, it's your results and your experience. That's all that matters in a personal training situation, right? And so if you read online in reviews and, someone told you that how great they were, that's probably happening. That trainer is doing those two things, providing their clients with a good experience and providing their clients with good results. That's what matters, right? So, do a little bit of research, go online, read reviews, see what other people said, check them out and just make sure that you're confident in the decision that you're going to make. While you're doing that, you can probably also check to make sure they've worked with people with similar goals as yourself. Maybe the trainer has been through a very similar situation as you. Me personally, I lost almost 100 pounds. And I share that just so everyone knows that I know what it's like to not want to take your shirt off. I understand. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to not move very good because I had 100 extra pounds on my body that was unnecessary. I know what that feels. I know what it feels like, right? So if you're going through it, maybe I'm your guy. But if your goal is to step on stage and be a bodybuilder, I'm not your guy, right? So you have to, take into account those things when you're looking for a personal trainer. There's a lot of different people in our world. There's the strong men of the world. There's the power lifters. All these guys would fall under the personal training category, right? So if that's your goal, to compete in strongman and that's what you like, well, then coming to see us at OTD is not going to do you that much good. I mean, you'll be in better shape, but it's not going to help you do better at strongman as an example, right? So couple things to think about there. The next thing that you want to do, once you've kind of checked the reputation of this person, you make sure that y'all's goals align, right? Just by what you see online, go ahead and actually have a conversation. Give them a call, talk to them, right? I like a phone call first. That way you can kind of get to the point, right? You don't want to waste too much of your time driving anywhere or anything like that. So just make a phone call. Maybe you can DM them on whatever platform. You can inquire on the website. We have a website, otgfitness.com. You can inquire on and book a phone call, because that phone call will kind of let you feel out the trainer, right? You want to make sure that y'all are on the same page. You want to check compatibility with what the approach, what the style is. And I would recommend in this situation to ask very specific questions. I'm talking like, how much is it going to be? If they can't answer that question, don't hire this person. You don't want to, if they can't answer like what the schedule is going to look like, you probably don't want to work with this person, because they could be kind of flaky or whatever. If they can't tell you how much it's going to cost, these are very direct, specific questions that you should be asking, and you should get an answer for as well. What type of commitments do you require? How much is it? What am I looking at monthly? And, ask those types of questions. Now, they should answer your question and then also have other questions for you about your goals, right? If they actually care about you. But you don't want someone that's constantly hiding stuff, right? I've seen a lot in our industry where, you have to come in to get the price. Why? Like, tell me what it's going to cost, And so you just, in my opinion, you don't want someone that's going to hide those things, right? So ask the questions that you want to know the answer to. Make sure that y'all's personalities approach. It's in the name, right? Personal trainer. Personalities need to align. This is very important, for you to be successful. We tell everyone that the most important thing you do is that you keep doing it. If you don't like your trainer or you hate them, like it's a love-hate relationship, right? So I'm not talking about like a joking hate. I'm talking about a real dislike for someone's personality. You're not going to be successful because you're not going to want to show up. This is very important in a personal training aspect. And then another question you may want to consider that I would recommend you ask is, where do they train? What type of environment is it? Is it at a big box gym? Are they an independent trainer where they like meet you maybe like in a park, right? Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that if you're okay with that. Maybe they're in a private setting like ours, which would be great. Maybe they come to your house, right? All these things matter. They're going to help you make your decision. Maybe you're not comfortable in a big box gym where there's a lot of people. You want a more private environment. Maybe you want someone to come to your house. I think that's a great option. That's not something that we do, but if you're the type of person that that's what you want, well, you need to know the answer to that, right? Am I going to have to travel to this person? How far is it? How inconvenient is it going to be? Like, what's the availability? What if I have to work late? What's going to happen? Ask those questions and make sure you get clear, concise answers. If they can't give you an answer, you probably don't want to work with this person. So just a couple things to think about there. If you like everything they say, they answered your question about price, about schedule, they sound like a good person, everything's in alignment with what you like, what you're looking for, fit your budget, all that good stuff, schedule a consultation. And then when you go to that consultation, whether it's at your house because they're an in-home person, whether it's at a gym, it's at a park, or no matter what it is, what I recommend you do is ask the same questions. And then make sure you get the same answers. If you get a different answer during the consultation from the phone call, something's not right. You should get the same answers during that consultation. You should get the same answers when you're in person, looking that person eye to eye, as when you did the phone call or the text message or however you initially communicated. You want to make sure that during that consultation, you're kind of doubling down on the personality thing, right? You're kind of making sure y'all vibe with each other. The relationship is going to work out because, again, you have to do this for a long time. This is someone you're going to see 2, 3, 4, however many days a week for a long time, for a designated period of time, right? Until you feel like personal training, you don't need it anymore. So you need to make sure that y'all are going to get along with each other, right? It's very important. But also ask the same questions and make sure you get the same answers. Because, again, if you don't, something sounds pretty fishy. So, and then from there, you can make your decision. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Maybe they kind of hesitated on some things. On the when you were texting, they said one thing, but then when you're in person, something kind of wasn't right. Well, then maybe it's not going to be a good fit for you, right? Something's just not quite right. But by that time, you can make the best decision for you. If you understand your goals and why you chose them, you can relay those goals to the trainer, make sure they have experience with someone similar to those goals. You've done your research on their reputation, that they're a good person, that they deliver a good service, they care about their clients' results and their clients' experience. Have a conversation, you kind of feel them out, right? Ask specific questions, make sure you get good answers to them, answers that you care about, answers that you want to hear. schedule the consultation, make sure those answers align. You kind of double down on making sure that, the personality thing is going to work out between you two. And if it does, you're good to go. Make your decision, get started. Don't hesitate. I would tell you that if you've been thinking about personal training and you've done this step-by-step process that I just explained and everything feels good, I would venture to say, I'd put $100 that you're in the right spot. There are a lot of great trainers in the world. OTG Fitness, we are here to help. We provide a great service. If it aligns, awesome. But I tell everyone, even if you don't come to us, I want you to find a good trainer, a good personal trainer that's going to help you get where you want to go. That means more to me than just having another client at one of our facilities, right? So again, my name is Philip. I own OTG Fitness. It's only the greatest. We are a private and semi-private personal training facility. At the recording of this podcast, our only current location is in Webster. But, our tagline here is to help Houston make its way up the ladder of health and fitness. And so we do hope to expand. And even if we're not near you now, hopefully we will be in the future. But don't wait for that. Get started now. If personal training is something you've been considering, get started now. If any form of health and fitness, you should start now. Don't wait, right? There are a lot of great trainers in the world. Make sure you just do your research. There are some bad ones as well. I hate to admit that, but it is the reality. So follow this process that I just laid out. Select a trainer, make the call, schedule the consultation, get started. Don't wait on it. I hope this helps. If there's anything else I can do for you to help you out, please do let me know. We don't monetize this podcast in any way. It is strictly to help people, help Houston make its way up the ladder of health and fitness, right? So if you have any questions, if there's anything I can do to help you out, feel free to call, text, DM. You can inquire on our website. We are here to help you. See you next time.